All right, well, if 2024 taught us anything, it pretty much let us know that things like collagen face masks, LED face masks, skin flooding, that trends like these can just pop up overnight. So what's next? Well, today I'm going to share my personal predictions for 2025 in the whole skincare beauty realm. I'm Dr. Mamina, a triple board certified dermatologist, and before we dive into all the predictions, I want to know your thoughts. What do you think is going to be a big thing in 2025 when it comes to skincare or beauty? Do you think we're going to get more innovative, or do you think that people just want to keep things simple? So let's talk about some highlights from 2024. There's a few that I want to mention. There's the whole collagen mask crave. The brand that I'm thinking of is Biodance. These are the masks that you wear overnight and you wake up the next morning with skin full of hydration and plumpness. I am honestly a huge fan of these masks. I don't think it's something that people have to do every day, but definitely something that's great if you just want that extra boost. I love it for when I'm like doing international flights. Another big trend of 2024 are the red light therapy masks, often in the form of LED, sometimes in the form of low level light laser. And these have been exploding. I mean, I'm also personally a huge fan. I definitely notice a difference when I use an LED face mask. We know that red light can rejuvenate your skin cells, can allow your skin cells to produce more energy. And so I do think that it can help rejuvenate your skin. I think it just gives you more life to your skin. Then there's like other skincare trends like skin flooding, just this concept of like really hydrating your skin. And I think that has come to the forefront with just the explosion of K-beauty, which is continuing to rise. And I think that there's a huge focus on hydrating the skin using nourishing products, not overdoing it with harsh products. Another thing that I think has gotten some spotlight attention in 2024 are exosomes, and I think we're going to see more in 2025. I'm kind of already hinting at my 2025 predictions, but we're so used to hearing about retinol and vitamin C. These are wonderful ingredients that can increase collagen production, but there are other things out there as well. Exosomes have already been getting a lot of attention in the spotlight, but I think we're going to see more in 2025. I do think that exosomes are something that people want to learn more about. Yes, we're talking about peptides, growth factors, but exosomes are kind of taking things to the next level. So what lessons can we take into 2025? I do think that there's going to be a continued rise in regenerative medicine, which includes things like exosomes and stem cells. Basically, with regenerative medicine, we're healing or repairing damaged tissue. And when it comes to aging, we want to work on rebuilding that collagen, rebuilding healthy skin tissue to sort of combat the signs of aging. And I think one of the biggest areas of regenerative medicine is stem cells and exosomes. Exosomes can be derived from stem cells. They can also be synthetic or plant-based. And exosomes essentially are like little vesicles. So they're like little packages that kind of send messages between cells. And these exosomes can be packaged with some really nice goodies like growth factors, lipids, genetic material, other proteins that can be beneficial for tissue repair, and as a result, a healthy aging. There's a couple of brands that I have really been interested in this past year, and I think that they're gonna be leaders in the exosome space. One of them is Untitled, the other is Plated. They have really cool technology with their exosomes, and I think they're using human exosomes, although I think Untitled is also gonna be going into the plant-based or synthetic exosomes. I think we're gonna see this push from just kind of like trendy, fun, cutesy skincare to skincare that's really innovative, that's really science-backed, that's really impactful, that can really move the needle with healthy aging. But I think that people are looking for the next best thing. What else can we add to our armamentarium of healthy skin aging? And I think that we're gonna see more in 2025 of exosomes and like stem cell derived skincare. All right, prediction number 2. It's actually getting more tailored teen and tween skincare. I would say right now for this demographic, even though they're definitely having a lot of fun and they've definitely found their way in the Sephoras and the Ultas, there's still some navigating to do because a lot of these brands that have, of course, young kid-friendly skincare, they also have skincare products that aren't made for kids in their elementary school age or middle school age. Kids, preteens, tweens, they don't need to exfoliate their skin. And there's so many exfoliating products that so many different brands have. Really what kids, preteens, teens need is just like a good gentle cleanser, a good moisturizer, and a nice friendly sunscreen. I do think people with acne-prone skin or oily skin can, of course, benefit more from products containing more active ingredients like salicylic acid, retinoids, benzoyl peroxide, but those aren't for everyone. And if you have normal healthy skin and you just want to use skincare for fun, you don't really need to get too fancy. Prediction number 3, the microbiome. I actually think that there's already been a big surge in microbiome everything in the last year to few years, but I think that we are going to see it become even more mainstream and hopefully kind of more accepted by the conventional medical community. The topical aspect, and then there's the ingestible aspect, because we have an extensive microbiome. These are the billions or trillions of microorganisms that live on our skin and more importantly in our gut, and these really dictate how inflammation plays out all over our body. But for sure we're seeing a huge connection with the microbiome and inflammation on our skin. So microbiome, one of the biggest examples when it's out of balance on the skin is we see eczema flares. We could of course see other skin issues, acne, folliculitis. We could see fungal acne. The more proper term is pityrosporum folliculitis. And so when there's more balance in the microbiome, there is healthier, clearer skin. What I find to also be really interesting is that we're seeing more research about the microbiome in our gut and how that plays a role with our skin health. We are seeing definitely a correlation with an overgrowth of certain pathogens, microorganisms in people who have more acne. We're seeing that also in the setting of people with rosacea, psoriasis, eczema, accelerated aging, hair loss. Like, it's really interesting that we can see this association. And so there are developments of like probiotic strains. I mean, we already have a lot of these strains, but we're finding out that they can do other things that are beneficial for the skin. There are strains that can increase your skin barrier, which is really beneficial for eczema. There's strains that can increase collagen production, which is really helpful for aging. There are strains that can help with biotin production, which could potentially help with your hair health. So I'm predicting that we're going to see more in the supplement or probiotic realm with strains, probiotic strains that are specifically tailored for certain skin needs. And then I think that we're going to see more, of course, in the topical skincare realm. There's a couple of brands out there in the topical realm that I think are doing an amazing job. One of them is Biojuve, where it's literal active bacteria, because normally bacteria can't survive because of the preservatives in skincare, but they have an amazing technology where they have like a serum and then like you spray it with this activating mist and it like activates the bacteria. So it makes it safe to use because it's like dormant when it's sitting in the bottle. But bacteria can actually help with skin issues like hyperpigmentation and wrinkles. Another brand that I find really interesting is called Civ. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it or if it's just goes by SIV, but this is also a topical probiotic. You actually have to shake the bottle to activate the bacteria, but this is helpful for inflammatory things that we see like eczema, psoriasis. It's not like, FDA approved for it, but it can help kind of decrease inflammation in the skin. And I will use it if I notice something acting up. I've used it in my 1-year-old and I think it's been really helpful. There's already a lot in the skincare realm with like microbiome friendly products, like products that have prebiotics and postbiotics. Those are easier to contain in a bottle. What I'm excited about are like actual bacteria, actual probiotics. All right, so speaking of probiotics and supplements, this is my prediction number 4, oral supplements for skin health. We already have some good ones out there. We have nicotinamide or niacinamide, oral niacinamide, which is used to help prevent skin cancers. It can actually reduce non-melanoma skin cancers by 20 to 30%. There's also another supplement that I like for people who not only want to minimize their risk for skin cancer, but also minimize the damages they can get from UV light, and that is Polypodium leucotomus, which is a fern extract that gets derived from the Amazon rainforest. But anyways, it's very potent kind of antioxidant essentially that protects your DNA. I call it sunscreen in a pill. It does not replace sunscreen, but it's another thing that you can do to kind of help decrease the sunburns and the damage that you get from sunlight. I don't think that's the only antioxidant out there that can help protect your DNA. There are a variety of different polyphenols, things extracted from different fruits and vegetables that I think can also play a really big role with protecting your DNA from the sun. I'm also seeing that there's going to be more in the supplement realm with ingredients that will help build collagen. I know there's like the whole collagen craze with like oral collagen. The evidence is sort of there. I think the studies are either really small or like the big studies have been funded by these collagen companies, so there's potential bias. But anyways, that's collagen. I think there's other ingredients that are going to be important for building collagen. I did mention probiotics as a potential helpful ingredient, and I do think that we're gonna see more in like ingredients that will send signals to help build collagen. Okay, so prediction number 5, I think that there's gonna be a movement with using more mineral versus chemical sunscreens, at least the traditional chemical sunscreens that we have in the US. But in addition to that, I think we're gonna be getting an introduction of other sunscreens, not necessarily mineral, but like potentially other chemical sunscreens that may be more protective against UVA rays. I just feel like our current array of chemical sunscreens still will do the job, but there's some that are better, but unfortunately they're only available in Europe or Asia. So I'm hoping that we can get an influx of those, or we can get the FDA just get them cracking on approving some of these things, because that's been like the huge sort of limiting step is just FDA approval on these ingredients. So I think that either they're gonna start approving ingredients, and or people are just gonna like continue to get more sunscreens from Europe or Asia. The downside is that mineral sunscreens aren't as elegant and as fun to use as chemical sunscreens. But I think that a lot of skincare brands are really doing a good job at formulating mineral sunscreens to kind of go on more nicely, to create like a variety of tinted shades to match people's skin type, because otherwise it can really make you look pretty pale. Okay, so prediction number 6. I'm just gonna call this bioadaptive skincare. Basically using AI to understand your skin and to basically use that to customize what skincare is gonna be best for you. There are a variety of different AI tools that are already out there. I mean, even Neutrogena has one. And I think that we're gonna see more and more coming out. Prediction number 7. This isn't specifically skincare, but a trend that I'm seeing more is that people are going to really invest in their skincare, invest in tools, whether it's devices or AI tools, to prevent aging, as opposed to like waiting for things to get bad and then jumping in and getting like a boatload of filler. I think that people are looking for strong, effective, innovative ingredients. I think people are gonna be willing to invest more in skincare and do what they can to preserve and maintain the healthy skin that they have. I think that there's like this trend, like with fillers, to just like cut back a little bit, you know, like maybe just stick with one syringe at a time. Don't go for like huge lips, because yes, these can be a telltale sign that you are doing something. It can make people age if they're overdone. So I am on board with that trend for sure. Okay, prediction number 8. This is the last one. It's kind of, I think, already a thing, but I think we're gonna see more of it, is just using biotech in skincare. So basically like creating skincare ingredients in a lab, bioengineering skincare. There's already some brands that have been doing this, like Biossance. I've been so fascinated. They use sugarcane to make squalane. So like they use sugarcane and then they bioengineer yeast to like convert the sugarcane into squalane. It's really cool. So yeah, we're gonna see more of that. Like OneSkin uses biotech, really cool brand that I think we're gonna see more of in 2025. Another brand that I'm really intrigued by is Timeline. They have something called MitoPure, which is, I think, their, I guess, trade name or brand name for something called urolithin A, which is something that can increase mitochondrial function in cells. Mitochondria, yes, sorry. So that's probably another thing that I think we're gonna see more of, is like things to enhance the production of ATP, like things that really boost our mitochondrial function. Anyways, so that with biotech and just like more sustainable practices. So yeah, we covered a lot of things, from like exosomes to the microbiome to biotech to AI. I think we're gonna see more of that in 2025. I'm actually curious to hear what you think is going to trend more in 2025. Please leave your thoughts in the comments. And please don't forget to like and subscribe to hear more skincare content, especially coming up in the new year. All right, bye.